Dear students, as you know, we are going to have our PT1 just after your summer vacations. So this is the perfect time that you devise your syllabus for PT1. Let us first discuss what are the chapters that is going to come in our PT1. That is chapter 1, computer system, and chapter 2, tables in Microsoft Access. Today in this video, we are going to discuss and revise chapter 1, that is computer system. We will try to cover the entire chapter in this single video, and if it is not possible then we'll go for another video. So we will first see what all topics that we can cover. In this video we will cover introduction to computer, benefits of using computer, and characteristics of a computer. In the next video we will cover maintaining the hardware, humanware, and ergonomics, along with the question answers or the back exercises that is there in a chapter. So let's get started. So with this introduction of computer, we will first start with the definition of computer. When we say definition of computer, we always mean that computer is an electronic machine which will work based on the instructions that is given to it. So before understanding anything else, we will first take a real life example of preparing tea. Suppose I want to prepare tea. So what are the ingredients that I want to have? Water, tea, leaves, milk, and sugar. So these are the raw materials that we require to prepare tea, and then these materials are put into an electric kettle or some kettle into a boiling water. So it is processed, and finally we get the result, that is our tea. The tea is prepared. So when we consider this real life example in respect to our computer, so we can consider these raw materials as the raw data, an unorganized fact which will be considered as input. Then these input are processed in your CPU, and finally we get the output, that is the result, which is delivered with the help of the output devices. Here we can see. So this series, and finally very important, the output is saved into the storage device, the secondary memory. So this storage device finally completes your IPO cycle. So this term is actually information process output cycle, wherein the data is taken as input, then it is processed, and finally we get the output, and then at the last the output is stored in the storage area. So this whole series of activities, input, process, output, and storing, is the information process output cycle. I hope with this you have understood what is IPO cycle. So moving to the next topic. Now we will discuss few terminologies like data, information, process, storage, software, hardware, user, one by one. These are very important with respect to the basics of computer. So data is nothing but, just now we have seen that data is the unorganized fact, unorganized materials. So with respect to computer, we cannot say material. So these are facts, these are unorganized figures or some numbers. Okay, and then when these data are processed, so this unorganized material, disorganized data is called, unorganized fact is called data. Okay, it can be in words, it can be videos, it can be audio files, but they're unorganized. So then computer manipulates it, processed it, so that we can get the information. So you have understood what is information, that any data which is processed, which is a meaningful uh, data. So any meaningful data which is processed one, that is called information. So this is the basic difference between data and information, right? Now next we have got process. So process is actually the main job of your computer, wherein the data is processed with the help of some algorithm, some instructions, okay, maybe some step by step sequences of instructions. So these are to be performed on the particular data, and finally we get the output. Now storage is the area where we store our output, our result, so that we can use it in our future reference. Next is software. Before telling anything, software is nothing but the related instructions, or you can say set of programs, set of instructions based on which computer works. And this can be specific, general, so whatever we will understand later on. But software, you basically understand that software is the collection of related instructions for a particular task to be completed, to be accomplished. And hardware are the parts, maybe this mouse, maybe your keyboard, your monitor, so anything that you can touch, you get a feel, so that is your hardware. And then we have user, like me, like you, so anyone who is using the computer, that end person is called user. So many times users are also called as end users, because they are sitting at some terminal and then they are using it. So this is all about the computer and its terminologies. And you have also understood the working principle, that is your IPO. So that working principle is very important. Now we will understand the benefits of using computer. This has got lots of benefits, n number of benefits we are having, which cannot be counted on our fingertips, right? We can do our daily activities, maybe listening song, drawing, painting, okay. Then having your classes, your online classes, okay. So not only your PC is computer, but you know that your smartphone, your computer, your laptop, your tabs, iPads, anything, that all considered to be computer. So these computers, without them we cannot think of. So even the mobile devices are also your computer. So just see, this has taken a very important part of your life. So in a brief, if you understand what all the things that we can do at home with the computer, we can read books, we can watch movies, have videos, maybe radio broadcast, and many more, listening music and many things. Then we have got office. In the office, we can use computer to store records of employees, records of their email, their checking messages, having the salary calculation, to have particular inventory stock, right, or to generate some bills. So these are the uses that can be done, and there are several more that can be done with the help of your computer. At school, you know, it is used as teaching learning process, for that as a teaching aid. And then it helps the teacher to make the class more attractive, more attentive, or more interesting. Then it helps the student to complete their homework, their tasks, do some research and many things. At banks, this is again very important. At banks, you all know what is ATM, the automated teller machine. This you should remember the full form, automated teller machine, that without ATM you cannot think of. Nowadays everywhere we have to go to ATM and get our data, get our money, if you want to have hard cash in our hand. Yeah, nowadays we can have your online transfer of money and all, but that is digital cash. That money you cannot have in your hand. So to get some hard cash, you have to go to this ATM. So this is very important. Anytime, anywhere you can go and withdraw your money, or you can deposit your money depending upon what you want to do. Next we have got grocery store. This grocery store is again an example that is given over here. It can be any other store also. You can take an example of shopping mall. So what all things that we do? We track the purchases, what all amount that we have done, what all expenses has been done in that particular day, or how much amount of sell has been done. And to track all these things can be used with the help of computer. For entertainment, to create movies, okay, and create some music piece, to create play games, online games, or to play it. And then very importantly, your social networking, your communication, for that also computer is very much useful. Now when we have understood the benefits, the advantages of computer, then we should also know the characteristics, because without knowing the characteristics we cannot judge how computer is better than a human being. Yeah. And what are its disadvantage also. So characteristics always involves the weaknesses and strengths both. First we will discuss the strengths and then we'll go for the weaknesses. So among strengths we can say speed is there. So speed, how we can say that computer speed is much better than our human brains? Computer allows you to perform many tasks very fast. This you should remember. So any calculation, they can do it in within fractions of seconds. But our brain will take it will take time, and if it will be depending upon different human. Everyone's brain is not working at the same pace, but computer will do. Then we have got one basic example for speed, that suppose you want to send a postal service, a post. So that will take few days to reach to the receiver. But if we go for email, fractions of second, the next person will get it. Then we have got quality. For quality, it will create high quality of documents, drawings. Okay. Then reliability. Computers are very much reliable and accurate with respect to their outputs. Okay. So it will give you consistent results. Then we have got storage capability. So you all know that we can just increase the memory space, the hard disk and all, increase the size of it. So it has got higher capacity of storage. So this capability is very important, and anytime you want the data you can easily get it, you can easily retrieve it. So computer can transfer the data quickly from the storage to memory, then process it, and then again store it for our future use. So this storage capability is very important. Then versatility, it can perform very efficiently repetitive jobs. Suppose you have given a problem to solve it regularly, means every on a particular day 30 times you have done, ask that computer to do the same problem, it will give you same result every time. But your computer brain, but your human brain, sorry, your human brain will not be able to give every time the same result. It might happen it is giving different result at different time. So that type of error is acceptable with human brain, but computer will not give it. So that is your versatility. Then we have got consistency. When we say consistency means it will be consistent with respect to the result. Now when we take an example of digital camera, when we take pictures at particular time, we get exact amount of quality. We don't have to depend on anything else. That is consistency. It will be consistent. Okay. Then communications, this point we have already covered in the benefits one. So for social networking and all, we use communication. We can use computer for better communication, for better transfer of information. Then we have got increased productivity. Now you would say with computer, many area, many places, human resources have been removed and the computer has been used, but it has increased the productivity. It might have removed the manual jobs, but very importantly, with free human beings from other course, the computers are very oftenly used to get better job faster and more efficiently. Decision making. So computers are used at various levels of decision making, yeah, with the help of some programs. But human brain can take their own decision. Okay, so then we have got faster communication speed. So this email example I have already given you, that it will save your time, your economy also, right? Anytime, anywhere you can access it, do it very fast. So this is it. And then sharing information, so you have understood that without computer we cannot share our information with so fast pace. And it is very important that the computer is environment friendly, because it is helping us to stop reduce or to reduce the cutting of trees, reduce the number of cutting of trees, because we are saving wastage of paper, we are saving paper, right? So we can say that this is creating an environment which is paperless. So this is very important. So with the next video, we will come up with what all things we can do with the computer, and there again the IPO cycle will be discussed in a brief manner. Thank you.